My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Resident Evil Extinction. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But okay, so when I watched these movies for the first time, this was the one sequel I actually kinda liked. So I was curious to go back and give this movie another shot. Would I like it even more on a rewatch, or would I like it a little bit less? And unfortunately, I liked it a little bit less. Still probably is going to end up as my favorite of the sequels, but it's still pretty bad. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And Mila Jovovich gives the exact same performance yet again. Like, she just looks and feels and acts the exact same in every movie she's in, and this one is no exception. She has zero screen presence, she's not a badass, and she's just really bad here. The decision to focus on this made-up character instead of others it is just a baffling decision. It really is. We then got Ali Lotto playing Claire Redfield, and holy shit, she has nothing to do. There's nothing about this interpretation of Claire that stands out. She just feels like the most generic side character possible. Obed Fear plays Carlos, and I believe I actually forgot to talk about him in my review for Apocalypse, but they turned Carlos into a very forgettable side character. Ian Glenn, I actually do like. He just has the perfect evil scientist vibe to him. Mike Epps, he was fine in the second movie, but here he's just a forgettable side character. And Jason O'Mara plays Wesker for a little bit here. And I will say I'm not too familiar with this character because I've only played 2, 3, 4, 7 Village, and by the time this review comes out, Requiem. So I'm not too familiar with Wesker, but he doesn't stand out here at all. So the cast does drag this movie down. And once again, I just do not care for any of these characters, and that does make it very difficult when you're supposed to engage with the story. But I will give this movie some credit. I do like how it's actually trying to do something interesting. It's trying to be a Mad Max movie with zombies, and there are some pretty good moments here. Like, I do like the opening focusing on the Alice clone. I do like the crawl scene. That was actually pretty intense. And the climax of this movie is alright. I really do love the look of Tyrant. It looks really practical, which I dig. And I do like the idea that there's all these Alice clones. It could create a really psychologically effective aspect to these movies. But at the end of the day, this movie is still a generic action movie. It's still very forgettable. I didn't care for most of the action here. The direction from Russell McQuarrie, who directed the Highlander movies, I thought was flat. I didn't think he brought enough to this movie, and some of the editing here is so unbelievably choppy where you can't tell what's happening. Like, that opening fight scene with the dogs is just impossible to keep track of. And I don't know, like, these movies are dumb zombie action movies, and yet they're not fun. You know, like, when I was doing my review for the Underworld movies, I kept asking, what do these movies have to offer? Are they interesting? Are they emotional? Are they, this really creative, artistic movie? Are they fun? And I don't know, I just feel like at the end of the day, these movies don't really have much to offer. And I think to myself, would I ever put on this movie again? And the answer is no. Like, if I look at my movie collection straight ahead, I would watch the Conjuring movies again. I would watch some of the Paranormal Activity movies again. I would watch the Insidious movies again. I would watch Stardust again. I would watch Pirates of the Caribbean 1, 2, 3 again. I would watch Nightbreed again. I would watch The Witches again. I would watch Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford again. Those are movies I would watch again, and I think, would I ever have the need to watch this movie again? And my answer is no. So at what point do I just, this movie existing just doesn't do anything for me. So it has its moments. I like some of the approach here, but at the end of the day, it's a typical, generic Resident Evil action movie, and it just really fails to deliver on almost everything. So I'm going to give Resident Evil Extinction a 4 out of 10. And once again, Mila Jovovich is so bad here. Just stop, please, just stop. But anyways, Resident Evil Extinction. Have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.